Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the Let's Keep Moving with Risha podcast. This is Risha. I'm a motivational speaker, content creator, and I love talking about things that will help you keep moving in your life, especially on areas like your life, mental health, love, growth, and everything in between. So if you're ready, let's keep moving. Hello, everybody. First off, I'd like to quickly apologize for my voice. I am currently feeling unwell today, pero no one can stop me since I have no other time to record this episode. Usually kasi I'm not here sa province every weekdays. So, tuwing weekends lang talaga. And sometimes these weekends are dedicated, like for the past couple of weeks, dedicated to exercising, running, doing some things for myself. So, I have to do this today. And for the longest time, finally, we are going to talk about it. I have been wanting to share my experience sa Sagada solo DIY trip ko. I don't know the arrangement of those words, but anyway, I am super excited. I've been wanting to talk about this topic. I've been wanting to talk about or having this kind of sit down videos with everybody of you of how it went, of what is my lessons. And since this is the podcast, of course, hindi mawawala yung lessons kasi yun yung highlight natin. Maybe I'll talk about sa YouTube video ko, yung vlog talaga or like the story itself. I think that platform would be a great space to talk about the story itself. Pero dito, I would love to talk about the lessons I learned since I know that's what you're here for. We want learning, we want growth. We just don't want fun here. We want serious stuff that will really help us grow, thrive, and be more of ourselves. By the way, since we're already talking about it, I already have a YouTube video. And usually, yung mga episodes dito sa podcast, nila-launch ko siya every Friday sa YouTube. So, if you're a YouTube person sometimes, then you might also want to check my channel there and subscribe na din kayo para happy. So, ayun, I'd like to also invite you and encourage you to follow us here on Spotify. It would be such a great help to help me continue delivering meaningful content to you. And if you like this episode, please, my friends, give us a 5-star rating. Before we even like get started with the lessons and with the story, with the whole Sagada thing, I just wanna quickly thank you for all your message. I love hearing those. You know, every week kasi nagche-check talaga ako since every week ako nagpa-publish. Every week din ako nagche-check ng mga comments nyo. And guys, please know that I hear you. I really do. Like, isa-isa ko siyang binabasa before ko siya i-publish. I may not be able to have the time to like reply, but please know that I hear all of you and I appreciate that you're taking the time to type down your thoughts, your appreciation, to tell me you're learning, to tell me that you had fun, to tell me that you had realization. You know, I couldn't ask for more. That's really the essence of this work. And happy ako at grateful ako na nakakatulong ko. So, let's get started with the whole Sagada thing. Honestly, it was a roller coaster experience. I've always had Sagada on my bucket list this 2024. Actually, nasa vision board ko siya there, dun sa may baba. I have to still edit and do a lot of changes sa vision board ko. But I remember I've been wanting to go to Sagada for a solo trip at nasa vision board ko nga siya. And I was able to fulfill that just over a month ago. And I just want to quickly tell, before we even get started with the lessons and with the whole story, that I am not really a travel kind of girl. I am not really fond of traveling. I know how it could get very expensive. And as someone who is a saver, I'm really trying my best to just be intentional with my money and put right where my money belongs. I just really want to prioritize things. So parang feeling ko at this age, even after years of working talaga, hindi ako super fond of traveling. Like for me, ewan ko if may makaka-relate sa'kin. You can type sa comments if makaka-relate kayo. But, I feel like kapag nagta-travel ako, my way of traveling is when I'm attending seminars, when I'm attending conferences in Manila, when I attended this retreat in Davao. So, I feel like I'm already traveling by just doing those. So, it's not like a real intentional travel, pero parang sabi ko this year, maybe deserve ko. You know, after years of hard work, after years of actually doing stuff on my own and earning my own money, sabi ko parang deserve ko ng makapagsagada and makapag-solo trip naman. I don't know if you guys can relate, but that's just me. However, yun nga na-feel ko na I really wanted to go there. And the couple, the past couple of months before that trip, a lot of things had happened. So I finally made that decision and take that leap to book the ticket sa Coda Lines and do all those stuff. And finally, nakapunta ako and sobrang daming magic na nangyari. It has been such an amazing experience. But more than that, I am going to talk about, ito na talaga yon. I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I learned from the experience. It's my first time solo traveling. It's really my first time. I went to Davao alone, pero when I went there, it's like ang dami ko namang kasama dun sa mismong retreat, pero dito mag-isa lang talaga ako. However, a lot of magic happened along the way, and we're here to talk about it. So if you are ready to learn what I actually realized and learned from my Sagada experience, then without further ado, let's keep moving. That was quite an introduction. But anyway, here you go. My first lesson is God has better plans for you. I want to start this strong because this is exactly what happened to me. And grabe yung turning points ng mga nangyari. I just wanna say na I booked the ticket via Klook a few days before the trip. Because I want everything to be planned. As a Virgo, we want things to be always planned. We want it to be ironed out. So parang gusto natin okay tayo bago pumunta doon. I have the list of places I wanna go to and visit. Like during that time, nung mismong trip na, during that time kasi, it's the day after my birthday. So, wala akong pasok noon. It's a Friday. And supposedly, if Friday ako aalis, Saturday ako makakarating ng Sagada because it's more than 12 hours of bus ride. And it got canceled. And I'm telling you, nakabili na ako ng ticket. The reason why it happened was sobrang lakas ng ulan sa Batangas City. Durance offered to send me sa terminal and I accepted the offer. Sabi niya ihahatid niya daw ako. And I was already preparing around 2 p.m. And sabi ko, sobrang aga naman kung aalis ako ng 2 p.m. However, around 3, 4, lumakas na yung ulan to the point na nagbaha na talaga dun sa papasok ng apartment namin. So, long story short, hindi ako naka-attend or hindi ako nakaabot dun sa bus trip. Actually, tinatawagan ako ng konduktor. And hindi ko na siya resched. I also didn't have the time to check the website and all that. Basta ang nangyari, na-cancel or nag-no-show yung ticket ko. So, I have to pay another one kung tutuloy ako. So, what happened was, from there, umuwi na ako from Batangas City to Taal. And then, pag uwi ko, sabi ng mama ko, baka daw may mas better plans. Ang Diyos, si Lord. And pag uwi ko, the sign that I was only waiting is for my mom to tell me na bakit di ka tumuloy. And when I got home, yun yung sinabi niya sa akin. So, lumakas yung loob ko. The day after, parang isang gabi lang ako dito sa Taal. The day after, lumuwas agad ako ng Batangas City. Since my things are there, And nung hapon, sobrang aga ko pa nga, pumunta na ako ng Manila. So, dun na natuloy. Like what I said, I want to start strong with these 5 lessons kasi ito talaga yung core ng trip ko. God really has better plans for you. As someone who hates long drive, I hate it. You know, my whole family, like yung side ng father ko, went to Baguio and Pangasinan, and I chose not to go because I hate long hours of travel. But you'll really feel it when you need the trip. Sabi ko nga, my parents, my close friends, really know I just didn't want the trip. I needed that trip. I needed that. Like my soul needed that trip. And what I mean by God really has better plans for me and for you. Kasi if it weren't for that canceled trip, I wouldn't be able to meet the group of 4 men from Pampanga and one solo traveler from Cebu na I got to join with. Like, alam nyo yon, iniisip ko pa lang na kung natuloy yung trip ko nung supposedly departure date ko, I wouldn't be able to join this group of people and it wouldn't have been the best trip ever. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that even if I have the list of places na I want to visit, Bumudok Falls was never part of it. I don't know, it's one of Sagada's core, pero parang feeling ko, it's a typical falls or like I don't see the falls attractive. Parang typical siya for me, pero like that falls, like that second day sa Sagada, it was all that I needed to finally tell myself that going here was like the best decision I've ever made in my life. It was the best risk that I've ever made and the one I'm so grateful I did. Kasi nung nakita ko na yung falls, it has this very unique healing power. Kasi parang, I'm not sure ha, pero yung Bumodok Falls itself, like Bumodok, it has this meaning. I forgot the meaning na, pero it has this meaning na it really is meant to heal. And it's so true. Like nung nakikita pa lang namin yung fall sa malayo habang nag-hike kami. Oh my gosh. I couldn't emphasize enough how amazing the feeling was. Ayon, for my first lesson, I just really want to quickly emphasize how important it is to trust God's plan. As a Virgo, we're natural planners. We love setting plans, schedules. We want things to go as planned. We want things to be ironed out. But at the same time, baka kaya hindi natutupad yung mga plano natin. Baka akala mo sobrang ganda na ng plano mo. Pero baka may mas magandang plano pa si Lord sa atin. And I think that's what I understand when I went to Sagada. I have to make peace with the idea that my plans might be better. My plans might be perfect for me. It might be perfect for an ideal or average woman like me, but maybe God has more for me. Actually, it's not maybe. God really has more for me. And it's a different level of peace and assurance and confidence when you embody that. I understand how beautiful your plans are. I understand how amazing it is. I understand how ideal your plans are for yourself, for your family, for your career, for your financial status, for your future. But maybe all it takes is for you to step back and to realize that maybe the reason why your plans didn't go as planned or your dreams for yourself didn't go as planned is because God has a lot more. It's because God has a lot more in store for you. And once you believe that, you can watch the magic happens and you can just, surrender things. The second thing that I'd like to point out, which is kind of related din dun sa first one, since nakwento ko na din, is that when you journey alone, God will bring people into your life to journey with. There's no such thing as, yes, you are alone. Yes, I travel alone. Yes, I do things alone. But it's impossible that you can do all those things literally alone. People will come your way and God will send people your way. And I felt that. I realized that. I just want to quickly share na it was really a coincidence that I was able to join with these five people, four men from Pampanga and one solo traveler from Cebu. Kagaya nga ng sabi ko, I was supposed to leave Friday and be sa Sagada or arrive sa Sagada around Saturday morning. Pero since hindi nga natuloy dahil nga bumagyo sa Batangas City, nakarating ako ng Sagada ng Sunday since umalis ako ng Saturday. So, I hope you get that kasi 12 hours halos yung biyahe. And I can only imagine that if it weren't for that challenge, if it weren't for that delay, I wouldn't be able to spend time with these people and get to meet people. One of the biggest worries talaga is I won't have nice pictures kasi, oh my gosh, it's Sagada. I should have like nice pictures. Sabi ko mag-isa lang ako. So, siguro tanggapin ko na lang na puro selfies na lang yung videos ko or yung pictures ko. Pero 'di ba, I was able to spend time with amazing people. I was able to share a laugh with these people and these people are amazing. You get to ano talaga eh, when you travel alone, you get to appreciate humanity. That humanities are not so bad. Like people has this innate nature to be kind, to be helpful, to be supportive, to be empathetic, and it only takes a few conversations away from them. So maybe solo traveling could be your way to do that. Um it's scary. I'll have to say it's scary. On my way there, if I just have to mention, I was so scared. I was counting hours. Like 8 p.m. kami exactly umalis sa bus or sa Cubao. And I was like, oh my God, I have to count 12 hours to go there. And I don't think I can do that. You know, it's like the destination itself excites me. Sagada excites me. The pictures of people going there excites me. However, I have to understand that it takes long hours to go there. And it's no joke. But I have so much confidence in God kasi at that time. Kasi He brought me there, therefore He'd take care of me. And He'll bring people with me. And He did. Um, More than the enjoyment, more than the fun, more than the food that I was able to eat there and have, have fun there, more than the beautiful sceneries, what I'm so grateful for. And I think that's what most people missed is that I was safe. I was really safe. And I think that's essentially what I was so grateful for. A lot could happen during the 12-hour, 17-hour drive from Batangas to Manila. But nothing happened. On my way home nga, grabe yung mga daan. Hindi ko alam na lubog pala yung mga daan going there. But it was smooth though. It happened the way it is, and I'm so grateful. So that's my number two. It is scary. It is scary talaga. But I think it is what makes it exciting. And that scary factor will actually push you closer to trusting God. I think fear is there to actually push you closer to God and to trigger you to trust Him even more. Because the thing that we fear when we solo travel are the things that are way beyond our control. Kasi 'di ba nag-ingat naman tayo, nag-iingat tayo, ginawa na natin, nagplano tayo, nag-iingat tayo sa mga sarili natin, but the thing that we are afraid of is when the other people or when the other person or another individual actually hurt us or harm us. And that's way out of our control. So that fear, that anxiety, that doubt is is something that you should use to have even more faith. I don't know if you get it, but that's my take. So that's it for the second one. Before we even move to the third one, which is super exciting for me. Again, friends, if you found value in this podcast, I truly appreciate it if you can take a moment to give this episode a 5-star rating. Grabe, I can't believe we're almost hitting our 1K rating sa Spotify. Siguro around 800 or 900 na. Pero back when I was just starting, I still remember I barely had one. So, Your ratings and reviews really help me and the show to reach more people and continue delivering meaningful content. So let's move on to the third one. My trip to Sagada made me realize how tiny my problems are compared to how big God's promises are. And I think this is the first time that I'll be able to share the story of when I realized this. Like, paano ko siya na-picture, paano ko siya na-experience. Na-share ko na 'to sa story ko, but I think this is the first time that I'll be able to actually share with you the detail of it. So, actually, day 2 was supposed to be Marlboro Hills and Blue Soil. Kaya lang, hindi siya natuloy dahil, it was because of the weather at the time. May bagyo kasi at that time and first day pa lang dahil super sulit na sa akin yung Paitokan Walk. Sabi ko puwede na ako umuwi kasi ayoko maabutan ng bagyo there. Pero buti na lang hindi masyadong maulan or like hindi bagyo talaga. Well, in fact, there were news na parang tatama talaga siya sa pa Baguio, pa Sagada. But I'm really grateful na hindi super maulan there. However, medyo madulas na yung daan kasi non-stop na din yung pag-ulan. Pero ayun, hindi kami natuloy sa Marlboro Hills and Blue Soil because of the weather. So what happened was, nung morning ng day 2, nag-isang wow cafe kami, which is the Sea of Clouds Cafe, like the overview, overlooking Sea of Clouds. So 9 a.m. nag-start na yung hiking namin going to the Bumondok Falls tour. And this is when I realized how tiny my problems are compared to how big God's promises are. On our way there, like sobrang haba ng trail, sobrang haba ng hinike namin just to go doon sa Bumondok Falls tour. And actually, tinuturo siya nung tour guide namin. And super layo niya, like mula doon sa place na nag-start kami, parang kaganto lang siya sa tingin namin. And sobrang layo nun. So, we had to walk for like, siguro, 1 to 2 hours ng consistent walk. And kapag naglalakad ka na, makikita mo na dun yung mga mountains. Like, sobrang ganda. So, nung papunta pa lang kami dun, kita mo na talaga yung mga mountains, like, overlooking na siya. And sobrang lawak. And it's my first time actually seeing that kind of view. I've seen that from pictures, but it's a different feeling when you're actually there and you're the one staring and you're the one feeling the wind. Like, yung vibe, yung moment itself, it's something that you would want to look forward to returning to. Kasi parang, hindi mo siya ma-explain eh. And actually, nung approaching na kami dun sa Bumondok Falls tour, syempre sa malayo, kita mo na siya. Kita mo na yung falls, kita mo na bumabagsak na yung water. And it was a teary-eye moment for me. Kasi ito pala yung creations ni God. Ito yung creations ng higher being. And then I'll stress out about my recent problems at that time. I'm so at that time kasi I'm all over the place. I felt like the world is against me. I felt like nothing good has been happening to my life and I'm having a hard time finding a reason to be grateful talaga. Pero at that time when I saw everything, when I saw nature, when I saw floating clouds, when I saw those clouds, those trees, those people, the simple life itself in Sagada, wala eh. It will bring you back to the moment. It will bring you back to being humble about where you are because I have to realize I am more than fortunate. Kasi when you think about how tiny your problems are compared to how big God's promises are, it really shifts your focus. It's like looking at the vast sky, which is something I felt in Sagada, and realizing that your worries are just small clouds passing by. And life can sometimes feel that way. Life can sometimes feel heavy, and our problems can seem really consuming. But remembering that there is a bigger picture can bring a sense of peace. And You know, God's promises are often about hope, strength, and guidance, which often reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles. And when you lean into that belief, my friend, listen to me. When you lean into that belief, and kapag pinanghawakan mo talaga yung belief na yon, it can really empower you to face those problems, those challenges with a sense of confidence na hindi lang naman ikaw yung lumalaban dun sa problema. You get to realize that no matter how tough things can get, there is a huge promise of better days ahead. And you have the strength actually to get through anything. My trip to Sagada is such a beautiful reminder to trust in the process and have faith that things will work out, even when it feels like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. It takes courage to embrace this mindset, but embracing this kind of mentality can actually help you approach life with more joy, with more assurance, and with more resilience. I hope you're learning because actually it's been over a month and nito ko lang talaga nababalikan yung mga nangyari since I have to actually take some time to think about things then. And I've been so busy the past few weeks that I didn't have that much time to talk about that Sagada trip. I felt like I have to sit with it first. And happy ako, grateful ako na I get to share this experience with you. So the first thing, just looking back, the first thing that I learned is God has so much better plans for us. Like his plans are so much better than the schedule you have, than human timelines, than the schedule you set for yourself. He has so much better plans for you. Second, when you journey alone, God will send people in your life to journey with. You're never alone. Trust that there are still kind people and humanity's got you. Like humanity's really got you. Third is your problems are tiny compared to how big God's promises are. I know, I know like the past or the first three is always God centered, but I can talk about it endlessly. It's just that it got more meaningful because I felt like God sent me there. So hopefully, even if you're not used to this type of content like God-centered or God-related content, I hope you're still learning kasi I'm learning. So I'm hopeful that I'm imparting that light to you. Fourth is this is kind of a different one, but it's true that sometimes you have to be physically away from your problems. I don't know. Pero 'di ba, kunwari sa bahay lang, kapag nandun ka sa bahay niyo, nandun yung problema, for sure parang hindi naman siya maaayos. For sure, hindi din naman huhupa yung fire or yung heat of the moment. Sometimes someone has to leave. Sometimes someone has to leave the house and magpalamig and then come back with a clearer mind. And I think that's what I felt. Na-mention ko talaga na I'm not fond of traveling. Like, for me, it was tiring with the packing of things, with the planning, with the whole itinerary. I felt like, dala ko pa din naman yung problema ko there. What's the point? Pero hindi pala. When you're in the moment, when you're actually traveling, no matter how tiring, no matter how exhausting the whole trip was, you'll really have a clear mind and you'll really forget your life. And it's for me not escaping. You still know it's there. It's just that you're not forced to think about it. When you're at the same environment kasi, you're forced to think about it because you can visually see it, you can feel it emotionally. Pero when you're away, it's not like setting the problems or like escaping from it. You know it's still there. It's just that the feeling of actually traveling and the actual traveling will force you not to think about it. So, ang cool, ang amazing lang. I've had the best time in Sagada. And I really wish to go back very soon, hopefully. And you know, sometimes you just really need to be away from your problems. You don't have to go to Sagada naman. You can just like go to a cafe, go to the nearest beach, go walking, labas ka lang. It's like it's like when everything feels overwhelming and you cannot think straight anymore. Being in the same environment, facing the same set of issues every day in and day out, can really drain your energy and your overall perspective. So, what I want you to do is please take a step back. Whether it's a short trip, like what I told you, it doesn't have to be costly. It could be just a walk in the park. It can give you the space you need to breathe and clear your mind. It's not about running away from your problems, like what I told you, but it's about giving yourself the chance to see people, to see life, to see the situation from a totally different angle. And that's what we want. We want that kind of perspective. And you can think of that if nasa same environment ka nung nagdala ng problema sa'yo. When you are away, you can start to process things without the constant reminder of what's bothering you. It can be it can be so surprising how much clarity you can gain when you step outside of that toxic, of that stressful environment. Plus, a little distance also often helps you recharge. So, kapag bumalik ka na, you're better equipped to tackle whatever it is that's weighing you down. So, if you're feeling stuck, never ever hesitate to take that break. You deserve it, and it might just be the thing that helps you find a solution or at least a bit of peace. And that's what we all want. Lastly, I'd like to point how special this lesson is for me because I think more than the God related lessons and the past lesson I mentioned, which is the fourth one, I think this is really one of the most special things I learned in this solo traveling experience, or specifically in my solo Sagada trip. I think I realized na there's a lot of things yet to discover about myself. I was in this space and this mentality that I've already known myself. Nakilala ko na yung sarili ko. After years of working, after years of doing retreats, exploring, learning self development, I felt like I did a great job in exploring who I am, what I love to do, what I don't like to do, and I wouldn't have these things any other way. I enjoyed all the training, seminars, events I attended to get to know who I am, but it kind of left me this mentality, this mindset na, okay, tama na. Tama na yung mga pag-attend mo ng seminars, okay ka na. You're all good. However, Sagada humbled me. It made me realize that getting to know yourself is a lifetime process. It is a lifetime journey. And it is during this trip that I realized that I discovered how I like to travel. I want it slow, but at the same time, fun and adventurous. I want to do things scared. I want that adrenaline. I love hiking. I love walking. I love being outdoors. Like recently, I never realized I'd ever be in love with running. I hate the feeling when I'm running, but when I'm not running, I crave for that feeling. I just got sick like for the past few days, pero nakaka-miss. And it's something that I also get to discover nung nasa Sagada ako, na this is how I want to live my life pala. And yeah, I want it slow. I want it to be nature centered. I want it to be grounded in exploring the Philippines, our country, our nation. And of course, I would love to also try traveling sa mga cities and foreign countries. But I love exploring the side of the Philippines, like beaches, mountains, people, and grabe. It's time that we have to discover more of what the Cordillera region has to offer. I felt like they have a lot to offer pa, and I'm excited to be able to spend the next few years of my life just trying to get to know me and get to know the Philippines a little more with every travel. Ayan, before I even say my outro, I just wanna quickly say that Sagada is a gem. Uh, I can't think of a better word than that word gem. It's really a gem. It's it's something that Filipinos has to discover more. Ang dami kong nabasa na Sagada has this unique healing power when I started sharing stories that I went there alone, that I met people, that this was the experience. And a lot of people agreed with me, which kind of makes it so true and which makes it more believable. Sagada really has this unique healing power. And maybe this is your sign that you just need to take a break, to be physically away from your problems and to be reminded of how this world is actually waiting for you to discover it. I felt like when I get there, Sagada is calling me. It's calling my name. And I'm so happy that I answered the call and I'm so happy I responded. And I hope you will too. That's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for sticking with my very awkward voice. I don't know, I have a runny nose. Pero hopefully, more than this, more than my current sickness, is that you learned from this conversation. I love talking with you guys na parang, alam niyo yun, walang filter. Just pure me. Just having this conversation like with a friend. Parang asaya lang. I hope you got some insights. And I'd really love to know your thoughts. In the poll section, share with me if should I plan a trip to Sagada? Like, I've been wanting to do it. Ewan ko. Pero maybe, you can answer the poll for me. Should I plan a trip? A girl trip to go to Sagada? And share what you think about it sa comments na lang. So, it's centered around that. You can also share your favorite takeaways on social media and tag me at Risha Marceliana. Friends, I love seeing and I love re-sharing your stories on Instagram. So if you have the time, just, share your thoughts because your feedback are really invaluable to me and I can't wait to see what resonated most with you. Again, this has been your friend and your host, Risha. Know that I'm grateful for you. I have always been and I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you big time. It's an honor to be able to share the experience with you. And hopefully, you are using this conversation of ours to empower yourself and to tap yourself at the back and say that you can also do solo traveling, that you can also try it out. Okay? So, yeah, know that I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you like big time. I'll see you in the next few days. Don't forget to always keep moving. Bye!